Meantime, an event today highlights another form of getting to school. Around 300 to 400 students walked to Congdon Park Elementary to celebrate International Walk to School Day. The event promotes healthy habits and reduces traffic congestion near schools.
We have a lot of families that try to cross Superior Street where there isn't a light, and because of how busy Superior Street is and the speeds traffic move, we really would like to see increased protection for pedestrians in that area.
The Minnesota legislature recently passed a law that bike and pedestrian safety must be taught in all elementary schools.